Hello， 大家好呀，我是 Helen， 这是我老公 Connor， 还有我们的宝宝 Rowan。那最近我在小红书看到很多讨论找工作的帖子，刚好我老公上个星期接受了一份新的工作 offer。今天这个视频我就想跟他讨论一下关于他作为程序员在美国找工作的经历。So how long did it take for you to find a new job?
I was slowly looking for like 3 weeks.
Do you feel like it's much harder to find a new job compared with before?
Yeah, I'd say it's harder.
How many resumes did you submit?
I actually only sent out like 15 or 20.
Okay, that's not a lot.
Nah, but I only applied to jobs that I felt like I really fit the description for. I didn't really mass send out resumes.
Could you share a little bit about your education and career background?
I got my undergraduate in computer science from the University of Texas at Austin, and later while working, I did a master's in computer science from Georgia Tech.
And you had like 5 years experience working as programmers?
6 years.
So what kind of job are you looking for? Like, do you have any specific requirements?
I didn't have any hard requirements. I mean, obviously a good salary, and I was looking for a company that uses the tech stack that I'm familiar with, so like the software development language and framework. But I also, of course, really value working remotely because we have this guy. He keeps us really busy, and it's very nice to be able to step away from work at any time of the day to help out around the house or just take him for a bit.
Have you heard about the 996 and 007 before?
I'd heard about Jojo Leo, not Ling Ling Chi. That was new to me, but that's crazy. That's tough.
What do you think about that?
I think it would be hard to live a happy life. I'm not sure how you're expected to have one of these if you work Jojo Leo.
Yeah. So what is your current job schedule like?
We work in 2-week sprints, so you have a block of work that you're supposed to complete by the end of those 2 weeks. And how you do that largely doesn't matter. So I tend to work kind of weird hours. If Rowan's having a hard day, I might do no work at all on the day, but I'll probably also work on the weekend. Sometimes I'll work at night. But in general, I'd say I only work maybe, say like 30 hours a week. It's really nice. Work-life balance is great. You get to work whenever you want, and the work is not that much. Every once in a while I get swamped and I have to work like a whole weekend, but it's rare.
So I saw a lot of posts on the Reno and Reddit talking about CS job being very overflooded right now. Do you agree with that?
I need to preface this by saying that I have 6 years of experience, and that puts me at like a senior to mid-level depending on company. So I do not have a great insight of what the junior job market looks like, but from what I hear, it is pretty tough. And when I look at job postings, I'm mostly seeing mid to senior level roles, not junior roles. So I would expect it to be kind of hard right now, yeah.
And I heard some people who are looking for a career change would do like a CS bootcamp. What do you think about those bootcamps?
That has always been iffy. You know, you can successfully pivot, but I'd say you have to work a lot harder. You should probably show up to an interview with some serious projects on your GitHub, you know, code something else in your own time. And in the current time, like right now, when we're kind of in an economic downturn, especially in tech, I would not recommend it. I do have one friend that did it, but he also had a degree from Harvard, and he was successful in an unrelated career, so it was an easier change for him. I don't think it, I don't know, you're definitely not guaranteed a job if you go for that route. A lot easier once you have experience. You really got to get your foot in the door and, you know, work diligently for a couple of years, and then you're pretty solid.
So you feel like it's much harder to find like entry-level jobs right now?
Yeah, I definitely do.
Do you feel like being a US citizen give you a much better chances of landing a new job?
Yeah, definitely, of course. Companies have to go through a pretty big process to apply for an H-1B, and even then it's not guaranteed that they'll get the H-1B. So they definitely prefer people who don't require them to file that application. Yeah.
Bless you.
Come on, yeah.
So for your current company, do you know anybody who's on H-1B or who's not a US citizen?
My current company?
Yeah.
That's a good question. I don't think so. I think they're all citizens of my current company.
Also, I noticed that a lot of my Chinese friends from college who also study CS, they love applying for jobs in like Meta, Google, and stuff like that. But I noticed that you never apply for jobs in those companies. Why?
Well, we want different things. So in tech, there's kind of two routes you can take. You can go for FANG, you know, that's our abbreviation for those really big tech companies, or the top 5 like highest paying, the Facebook, Amazon, Apple, Netflix, Google. So you can go there, but they tend to work you a lot harder. You know what I just said about having a 30-hour work week and working kind of whenever I want, being able to take care of everyone. I don't think you're going to get that in most of those companies. I hear Google can be good depending on the team, but generally no. So it's really competitive to get in. You get a really high salary, but then they work you really hard. Alternatively, you can do what I'm doing and work it anywhere else. And the work-life balance is fantastic. The salary is still pretty good, but not as high paying. So it's kind of up to you and what you want. I like being able to spend time with my family.
And in China, some people complain about getting laid off around the age of 35 and have a hard time looking for a job afterwards. Does that happen in America?
I mean, I was the youngest guy at my current company for a long time. Most people are plenty of them are in their 40s and 50s. That sounds really weird to me because a lot of tech companies here, or non-tech companies too that need developers, they love to keep you around for a long time because once you know a system, you can develop features much, much faster. So no, I don't think it's harder to find a job after 35. And maybe if you're like 60 and they don't expect you to, you know, work for a lot longer. Yeah, I wouldn't expect it to be an issue.
I think that's all my questions.
That's it. You got any for Rowan?
No.
What's it like to be a baby in America? Huh?
好了，那我们今天就讨论到这里吧。那谢谢大家的观看，如果大家有任何问题，也欢迎大家在评论区留言。拜拜。
Bye bye.